Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Today we are making a no seam, no twist, color changing, super easy granny square for beginners. I'm going to show you how to join and continue in the same color yarn. I'm also going to show you how to change colors, how to end your row and join a new color yarn. There's no obvious step up along the side, no seam just running along your granny square. So I'm going to show you how to hide your join and also how to keep your work looking perfect on both sides. Plus really, really straight. It's not going to start slowly twisting in the direction of your crochet hand as you make it bigger and bigger and as you join them together. You can repeat round 3 and 4 over and over and over until your granny square is any size you like. To make your no seam, no twist, color changing granny square, you'll need 2 colors of yarn or as many colors as you would like. You can just use scraps. I am using a 4 worsted weight acrylic. You'll also need a crochet hook. I am using a 6mm crochet hook. You will need a needle for sewing in your ends, a pair of scissors, and 1 stitch marker. So let's get started. So grab your first color of yarn and make a slip knot, any which way you normally do. Shrink that down and pop it onto your hook and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to go into that very first chain we made right on top of our knot, right down here, and we're going to make a slip stitch. So just pop your hook in and get yourself situated. We want to form a little U shape underneath our hook. And hold it open with your finger and thumb. Slip stitch and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. I'm still holding that open. You don't want to let go. Wrap your yarn and right into the center where you're holding it open, 1 double crochet. Now you can let go. That double crochet is going to hold that center open. And just keep your tail curled around your work so we can work over it. And 1 more double crochet into the center of that ring. So that counts as 3 double crochets. Our chain counts as our first double crochet. And chain 2. 1 and 2. Into the center of the ring, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2. 1 and 2. Wrap your yarn and into the center of that ring, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Now, hold your chain where you started, hold that first stitch and your new stitches and just slide that ring out or push your stitches back. That'll give you some more room so we can lace some more double crochets down nice and flat. So chain 2, 1 and 2, wrap your yarn and into the center of the ring, 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to be doing 1 more round with the same yarn, so this is how we're going to join when we are going to continue with the same yarn. So chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet to join. So top of the chain 3, right there, we're going to put our hook in, and we want 2 stitches on the top of our hook. So pop your hook in. There's my 2 strands of that stitch on the top of my hook, and make 1 single crochet to join. Just like that. Now we want to find that corner, so 3 double crochets on each side. Just hold that corner space open with your finger or thumb, and that finishes round 1. If you'd like to check out my work or what I might be working on, check out my weekly podcasts. To start round 2, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. I'm still holding that corner space open, and turn your work. And now to start your round, 2 double crochets into that same corner space. 1 and 2. And now grab your stitch marker and just pop it into that corner space, just to mark where we need to finish our corner. Now into the next corner space, we're going to make a corner. So wrap your yarn and make 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2, 1, and 2. Slide those stitches back to give yourself some more room in that corner, and 3 more double crochets into the same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next corner space right over here, we're going to do another corner. So wrap your yarn, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So here, that's 2 double crochets. There's number 3. There's 3, chain 2, 1, and 2, and 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. So now you can pause the video, and into the last corner space before our stitch marker right here, we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So pause the video and I'll meet you after this next corner. Now into your corner space, right where we have our stitch marker, we can pop that stitch marker out and just hold that space open again with your finger or thumb, just so you know where it is. And into that last corner space, we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And now we're finished with this color yarn. So this is how we're going to finish when we're changing colors or when we're done with this color. So to join when you're done with the color, chain 2, 1, and 2, and we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 to join. So we're going to slip stitch right here. So into the top of the chain 3, slip stitch to join, chain 1 to secure your yarn, cut your yarn, leaving a long enough tail to sew in with a needle later, pull your hook up and your yarn through, and snug that down to secure. And that finishes round 2. To start round 3, turn your work. And there is our join right here. We want to work into the corner before. That's where we want to start. So pop your hook right into that corner space. Loop of yarn on your hook. Bring it through and slip stitch with both strands to join. Drop your tail, just holding it along the back of your work, and chain 2, 1 and 2. If you joined your yarn in a different way, chain 3. This counts as our first double crochet. So 2 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1 and 2. Into the space in the middle, the space along the side, that's going to get 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And into our corner, we're going to do a corner, and you can just lay that tail along the edge of your work so we can work over it a little bit. So into that corner, we're going to do a corner of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets, all into the same corner space. So there's 2 double crochets. Here is number 3. Chain 2, 1, 2. You can slide those stitches back to give yourself some more room for your stitches to lay nice and flat. And 3 more double crochets into that same corner space. 1, 2, and 3. Into the space along the side, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the corner, we'll do a corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So every corner is the same. There's 2, here is 3, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets into that same space. 1, 2, and 3. And I can pause the video and keep working away around. Into the sides, 3 double crochets all into that one space. And into the corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. And into the side, just 3 double crochets. So pause the video and keep working your way around, and I'll meet you when we get back closer to where we joined. Looking for a fabulous crochet community? Join our Friday live chats every Friday at 5 p.m. in Nairobi. Yeah, I live in Kenya. When you get back to where we joined, we're just going to finish our corner into the same space. So 3 double crochets right into that same space right there. So wrap your yarn and 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to keep going with this color. So to keep going, chain 1, and we're going to single crochet to join right to the top of this chain 3, right there. So pop your hook in, 2 strands of that stitch on the top of your hook, and make 1 single crochet to join. That's just going to end us up right in the middle of that corner. So just hold that open with your finger and thumb, and that finishes round 3. To start round 4, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Into this very first corner space, right where we have our chain, 2 double crochets to start. 1 and 2. And grab your stitch marker. We're just going to put our stitch marker right into that corner space, right where we started. So that is going to mark that it is a corner space, not a side space. If we're working our way along and we don't have that stitch marker, it's really easy to think that this is another side space. But it's not, it's a corner. So that stitch marker will help mark it for you. Now into each space along the side, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and into the next corner space, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and into a corner space, 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. There's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and into the same corner space, 3 more double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So you can pause the video and keep working along. 3 double crochets into each space along the side. Corners of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets all the way around, and I'll meet you when we get back closer to our stitch marker. When you get back to your stitch marker, that is our corner. So into our corner space, 3 double crochets. 1. You can pop that stitch marker out if it gets in your way. 2, and 3. And now I'm finished with this color, so I'm going to join with a chain 2, 1 and 2, and a slip stitch to join right into the top of that chain 3, right there, 2 strands of the stitch on the top of my hook. Just like that. Slip stitch to join. Chain 1 to secure your yarn. Cut your yarn, leaving a long enough tail to sew in with a needle later. Pull your hook up and your yarn through and snug that down to secure. Sew in your tails And you're finished. You can make your granny square any size just by repeating rounds 3 and 4, or you can make your stripes bigger just by repeating round 3. So I hope you enjoyed that tutorial as much as I did. If you want to see more of my work, check out my podcasts. Stay hooked.